After plotting with Hanamura, I once again proceed through the school. The invisible walls continue to bar my path. Undoubtedly, the enemy is leading me exactly where he wants me.
Is there no end to this?
The rules of the P-1 Grand Prix are powerfully enforced. I tried to see if I could destroy one of these walls, but it doesn't seem as though I can. Maybe if I use all my strengths, but in that case I'd be at a disadvantage in my next fight. Either way, it didn't seem worth the trouble. I strayed from the suggested road on purpose and opened one of these classroom doors. I sense no enemies here, and it doesn't look like I run into my next opponent here either. It should be safe here. Once again, I'll link my communicator with my persona. This time, unlike before, my sense cleanly and smoothly spread outward. I sense one? No. Two familiar reactions.
Akihiko and Aigis. They both seem to be okay.
First, I focus my sense to contact with Aigis, who, closer by.
Can you hear me, Aigis?
Mitsuru-san, I am relieved to finally hear from you. Is Akihiko-san with you?
No, we were separated, but I've confirmed his safety. I'm sure he won't be defeated that easily.
Aigis laughed upon hearing my words.
Let's exchange information while we can.
I give her a simple outline of the current situation. I mentioned the student that were drowned here. Suspicious that this Grand Prix mastermind is almost certainly related to Labrys. And what I've heard of a girl whom I assuming to be Labrys.
I saw that girl a moment ago, though I lost sight of her when the invisible walls blocked my path.
I've been told she looks more human than you. Is that possible?
Not only that, she was almost indistinguishable from a normal person. I couldn't believe it either. Yet I definitely sensed a personality module. I don't believe there's any mistake that she is Labrys.
I see.
There's no doubt that General TD has strong ties to Labrys and the Kirijo group. But this girl whom we believe to be Labrys is apparently walking around unconstrained. If he can't set up this many walls, it should be easy for him to capture her too.
Don't worry about meeting up for now. Under the present conditions, we'd only end up fighting amongst ourselves.
Understood.
I don't know how Labrys ties into this situation yet, but be careful. Hello? I lost her.
Aigi's voice trails off as my connection to her dies out again. I wonder if the enemy noticed our conversation and took preventive measure. So the voice I'm hearing now definitely isn't General TD.
Ain't there some other way? If there was, then...
That's the same voice from before. Labrys, is that you?
It's happening again. The voice reached me through my persona ability, but I have the strangest sensation about it. I get the impression that the voice is sweeping out of this place itself.
Why are you laughing? What about this is funny?
Who is she addressing?
I don't want to fight him anymore!
That reminds me. Hanamura said that the environments here are formed by the thoughts of those who enter this world. Could these be Labrys' innermost thoughts? Is that why everything about this place radiates her feelings?
What do you think we are?
For a moment I experienced not just a voice, but a powerful wave of emotions. They bombarded me through my persona sense. Strong sadness, confusion, despair. Can't help but fall to my knees, though nothing is assaulting me directly. How can I describe this weight? One possible explanation crossed my mind.
She's not addressing anyone. These are her memories. I see. So that's what's going on.
Think back to what General TD said, that making people suffering is fun. Dismiss it as a barbaric desire not worth thinking about too deeply. But in truth, what kind of force would someone have to go through to emerge with such a stunned perspective?
I'm finally beginning to see the relationship between this tournament and Labrys.
In any case, I must proceed on to learn anything. I redouble my resolve and begin walking again. The monitor suddenly turned on, showing a smirking General Teddy.
What are you getting so sentimental for? The Grand Prix not over yet!
Then you intend to continue this meaningless farce.
I'll decide what's meaningless or not! Bring out the next challenger!
As soon as General Teddy's shot, smoke guts out, obstructing my fuse. It seemed he isn't willing to listen to reason at all. Not that I expect otherwise. Who will I be forced to fight this time? I strained my eyes to see through the smoke. It looks like it's...
You?
I remember that face. Naoto Shirogane. He was present at the police observer when Labrys was being transferred to Yakushima. It was thanks to his quick thinking that we discovered Labrys has been taken to Inaba. If all three had been disrupted by the hijacking, he might still be with us in Yakushima. But why is he here?
This is a problem. I didn't think we'd run into each other so soon. Is this another illusion? No. I can see that it isn't. Why are you here? I'll answer that question later. It would be best to say as little as possible for now.
With that, the young man lifts a finger to his lips in a gesture to remain silent. Directly afterward, that sticking sensation right through my body. Runs through my body. It's then that I understand what he meant. Once again, this noise will prevent us from understanding each other properly. He's probably also noticed that the fact at work. Nothing we say right now could be called conversing. If we would understand that, neither of us need to take what the other say personally. That's why he called for temporary silence. It's an amazing assessment, given the brief time in which he had to make it. Before long, as suspected, the young man before me undergoes a complete attitude reversal.
Seriously, such impatience handling the grunt work yourself like this. Isn't micromanaging like this the style of an incompetent leader? One who can't see the bigger picture?
Isn't how it truly feels. I say nothing.
Silent treatment, huh? That's fine. I understand perfectly. You don't believe in people. Not a single one. You have friends and allies, but believing in them is a different thing. I suspect you'll never break down that wall. Shall I say it for you? You're actually scared to. The notion of growing attached to something and losing it scares you so much that you'll share nothing truly important to you. Even if you want to believe in your friends, you can't. That's not true.
After the words slip from my mouth, I realized that the argument is
Of
futile.
course it is. Why not simply admit it? In truth, you have your hands full just expiating your family's sins. You don't need the added burden of others placing their lives in your hands. Isn't that how you really feel? No.
The young man smirked as if ridiculing my inability to stop myself from responding to his allegation, despite knowing the futility of doing so. But the smirk only helped me to regain my composure. The real Shirogane would never make that face. This is only an illusion.
There's no use continuing this. Not until I eliminate this irritating mirage.
Mitsuru Kirijo versus Naoto Shirogane. Versus...
Finally!
How about this? Not yet. Okay. Stay down! Turn for you! This is a Kirijo.
A round of applause for both sides.
No. I turned toward the monitor on the assumption that General Teddy will appear to mock us, but for some reason this time he doesn't. I'm not sure why, but it at least allows us time to calmly talk things over. I looked lower at the young man once again.
Getting through to you now? Yes. The same goes for me, I presume. It seems we were spellbound until the fight began, as we both suspected. They disrupted our communications to drive a wedge between us and make us fight. Though it's a mystery to me as to where it draws such personal slights for the illusions before us. I agree.
It seems to bear no animosity and is willing to discuss things, but to be honest, I'm not sure where we stand. Why is he here? I can't think of several possible explanations, but if he secretly follows us in, he can Nina's may prove dangerous. He gives a sudden wry smile as if sensing my reluctance and trying to assuage it.
There's no need to be cagey. I don't intend to dodge whatever questions you have. You were probably wondering 3 things when you saw me here. First, how did I enter this world? Second, what am I doing in Inaba? And third, if I came here looking for you, what are my true intentions? No wonder you've made a name for yourself as a detective. You're correct on all counts. The first answer is easy. You know now that I can use a persona, allowing me access to the TV world. As for the second, there's no great mystery why I would come to Inaba. I live here.
You wouldn't happen to be acquainted with Amagi and Hanamura?
You've met my senpai?
Your friends. I gather that you're comrades who fought alongside each other during the serial murder case last year. I assume you entered the TV together for the same reason they did, and found yourself dragged into this mess as well.
Whatever doubts I may have about them, it seems they're here because we dragged them into this. I'm not very comfortable with that.
So, I must apologize to you. No doubt you already know, but the object we seek has been brought to this world. It's most likely the cause of this disturbance. Whoever learned of this world's existence must have thought it would be useful in whatever they're scheming.
You apologizing to me?
Shirogane struck with a wry smile.
So sure you can trust me. You have no guarantee that I'm telling the truth. And there's still the answer to your third question to consider. I haven't yet told you my true motives.
Fair enough. But if you're friends with Amagi and Hanamura, I feel I can trust you. Their bonds with their friends are real.
Perhaps I lied about that too.
But then why would you bring it up? No, you're no villain. That's what my intuition tells me.
You aren't at all the person I thought you'd be.
I'll take that as a compliment.
The smile suggests that it was Manus want. It makes him look his age or even younger. I can't help but smile at myself at the idea that he's not exactly the hardened detective I imagined him to be.
Teddy, who appeared on that monitor, is not our friend. He's an imposter.
You have proof of this?
I found the real Teddy. Our enemy can fog both our eyes and ears. It's possible they can make themselves look like someone else.
I see.
But I still don't know why they chose to take on Teddy's appearance.
Upon hearing this, I sighed and closed my eyes.
Might be to make you all suffer. If they led you to believe your friend betrayed you, it would make this all the more painful.
There's some truth to that, but it seems too simple a motive to warrant this elaborate of a disturbance.
It's wrong. If the motive is somehow connected to Labrys' memories, what had been incomprehensible becomes completely understandable. My conclusion must have shown through on my face, since Shirogane trails off in understanding. At that moment came something like a touch. It's a sensation I hadn't felt since entering this world, but I know this feeling. It's the fact of being brushed by a persona informational support power. Maybe.
This feeling. Rise-san! Rise-san, can you hear me?
Otakun? So you ended up here too!
The voice that echoes is much like the voice I heard over the PA system, but it seems quite different. The announcement must have been part of the culprit's tricks. This Rise's voice is immediately turned quavery.
I'm so glad. Ever since this weird fake Teddy kidnapped me, I've been all alone. The others are fighting each other too!
It's all right. Just calm down and tell me where you are.
I think it's the announcement room. It's kind of off, though. There are these invisible walls around and I can't get out. The fake Teddy was watching me until a moment ago, so I couldn't use my persona.
Seems to have been under the General's close watch, limiting her chance to use her persona until now. As soon as the General stepped out for a moment, she seized the opportunity to contact Shirogane.
You're in the announcement room now, yes? I'm headed straight there, so stay put.
Huh? Who's that? Why can I hear your voice but not sense you?
The sound extremely confused. I had temporarily forgotten that my equipment prevent me from being detected by persona abilities to an extent. I prepared it after facing an enemy with a similar powers once before. It works by making my presence difficult to detect unless they know me well and recognize my signature. Shirogane sensed her confusion as well and introduced me to her. His introduction is accurate yet concise. I can see he's a first-rate detective.
Mitsuru Kirijo. Wait, Kirijo? Are you that Kirijo?
Yes, that's correct.
The CEO?
Not quite. I am the founding family's...
You hired me for a commercial before. Oh, good. Thank you very much for your patronage.
A commercial?
Oh, yes. I'm Rise Kujikawa. I'm a classmate of the others you met, but I'm also kind of a starlet, and, it's hard to explain.
Rise-san, that can wait. There's no knowing when our adversary will return.
Oh, all right.
Kujikawa said that she was captured, but why would they treat her differently?
I suspect it was to block communication. If we could speak freely as we just did, their whole scheme would collapse. Ah, so that's why Teddy and Rise-san were the hosts.
What do you mean?
The real Teddy has a similar power. That's why those two were taken separately. Not only that, but by acting as the two who had disappeared, the enemy thought it could portray them as traitors. Though it appears that Teddy managed to escape on his own somehow.
How come I'm the only one fake Teddy is watching over personally? Sheesh.
You have the most powerful investigative persona. They must have had to take greater pains with you.
I think we're keeping this going too long. We've exchanged what we know already, so I'm gonna shut down the comms link. Be careful, you guys.
It's Shirogane once again.
We are responsible for this case. Rescuing the ones who've been dragged into it is part of our mission. Besides, she's another of your friends, isn't she? All the more reason for me to go save her.
He makes a small gesture, as if searching for the right words. After taking some time to make up his mind, he looks me in the eyes once more.
You're quite prepared for this. It would be unfair of me not to tell you everything. Please hear me out. The reason I came here was to...
You're a real straight arrow.
I cut it off intentionally.
You're very proud to be a detective, no? I can see it in your eyes. You would never sell out your beloved justice. If you've done nothing to be ashamed of, that makes us even. I haven't been entirely forthright with you either.
Kirijo-san. It seems I still have much to learn.
Despite what I said, I can make an educated guess as to his motive. He's a persona user. That means the police selected as their observer someone with the potential. If his only task was to watch over the transfer, there'd be no need to send a persona user, leading me to believe that he's been asked to secretly spy on me or my organization. But we have nothing to hide anymore. There are many things that shouldn't be made public, but I'm sure his judgment is sound.
Well then, I will once again entrust my friend's safety and the resolution of this case to you, in honor of the bond we are forming, Mitsuru Kirijo.
I promise that I will not let you down.
Smile back at him and move on without looking back. I know that there is someone up ahead I must atone for. There is no hesitation in my step